having written the book on week 11, begin to write the book on week 12.
Let's do it. So first off, we got a lot of catching up to do with our little point system. Start off by explaining our point system and then going over the last 2 weeks.
So our point system is pretty simple. There's a certain amount of games that are played in the NFL each week. We predict all of them. If you get the game right, you get a point. If you get the game wrong, you don't get any points. But there's this little thing called upset alert. And upset alert is where you get one team that is favored to or is underdogs by 2.5 points or more, and you get to do one of two things. You get to say, I think that team is going to cover, or I think that team is going to win outright. If that team that you pick to cover does cover, you get 3 points. If they are picked to outright win and they do, you get 3 points plus however many the spread was. So upset alerts are a big deal. We weren't able to record last week, but we still every week pick the games. So going back to week 10, I had my worst week of the season by far with, guess how many points, Adam? 3.
4?
You had a pretty good week with 13. So coming out of week 10, you had, I want to say, a 14-point lead. But then week 11 happened. Adam, you scored 4 points.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought.
And I scored 18
Like
points.
20? Oh my gosh.
So we are currently tied at 116 points. With a pending game that we split on, the Monday Night Football being played right now, Adam picked the Raiders.
It's not looking good for me.
I picked the Cowboys.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good. So more likely than not, I will be walking out of this week with a 1-point lead.
Yeah.
But essentially, we're neck and neck, Adam.
I don't even remember picking the Raiders.
You did.
Like, I'm
I
sticking
have
with
it in an
but
email.
I'm literally
It's
like,
on record.
I know. Like, I'm sticking with it. I'm not making excuses for myself. I'm just like, what was maybe it was just, I don't know.
I'm not going to lie to you.
And I went with my gut.
Obviously, I'm not going to try and kick a man while he's down, but at the same time, I am going to do that. This was the first week. Now, obviously, we weren't recording, so it wasn't a live reaction. That almost made it funnier because I got all of your picks at once in an email form, and for like half of them, I went, huh? Like, I was legitimately shocked at some of your picks. The Raiders one was up there.
Well, and then who else did I like? What were some? I picked every game of the first slate of like the afternoon.
The one game
but
that
the
we split
4 p.m. slate
that you got right was the Europe game in the morning. You picked Miami to win, and it paid off because I picked the Commanders. But
who else did I pick that was wrong? I picked the Cardinals.
You picked the Cardinals,
which was not a good move, obviously. Seattle was my upset alert.
That's the big one.
Which I knew that was a risk.
So
but like,
another thing to point out with
like,
the point system
like
is when you pick an upset alert and it fails, you lose points. So Adam didn't only get 4 games correct. He actually got 7 correct. But he picked Seattle to win outright in an upset, and they didn't.
What are the other games that I lost? I'm trying to remember. I can't think.
Chargers, Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, I did pick. Yeah, which that was.
And also.
I picked the Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons, which was my upset alert. I picked the Panthers to outright upset.
That was pissing me off in overtime.
That was a great game. It was an entertaining game. We got to watch it on Fox Extra.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
no. Oh, wait, real quick. Let me just take some time to crap on Tony Romo. Screw you, Tony Romo, because you're terrible. Anyway, let's move on.
Which sucks because Jim Nantz is incredible.
He really is. Sometimes I feel like Jim Nantz must think like.
I don't think that he likes Tony.
No, I don't either.
At least that's my headcanon.
Like literally. Tony doesn't give any analysis anymore. He used to. Like he used to actually.
And it's because the
decent.
CBS executives told him to stop.
Did they really? Oh, stupid execs.
Yep, the CBS executives made him change the way he announced.
That's so annoying. So yeah, now he just freaking glazes the Chiefs the whole time. I've never seen an announcer. No, listen, I've never seen an announcer be so fascinated with the team that's blocking the game-winning field goal as opposed to the team that's kicking it. And like, I understand the context that last year the Chiefs blocked it. And so like mentioning that makes sense. But it was just like, he's talked for like 30 seconds. Like before they were even in position, they were like, he like just kept going on and on.
Well, it's
and
also
it was like,
the voice and the way he talks about it, because he like crescendos every sentence. This is what it's all about. This reminds me of last season. Like he ends every single, like it doesn't build to a climax boom. Every sentence
No.
is a journey upwards.
No, and it's just like, and he just says so stupid stuff. Like I remember I texted you when it happened, when the Chiefs were playing the Bills, and they basically just pulled their left guard around their left tackle, so it was Kingsley Suamate-Ua, and then shifted the line right. And Joey Bosa on 4th and 17 was like, oh, they're not coming at me, it must be a screen, because that's what teams do on 4th and 17, and backed up. And Tony Romo was like, I've never seen this before.
I've literally never seen this happen in the game of football.
Never seen this. I'm like, who's a bad team? The Dolphins did that against the Commanders. Like, it's not like they invented something new. And Joey Bosa should have just rushed the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that is a motion that would happen. That is a blocking situation. Or I guess.
Well, and it might have even been strategic, but it wasn't unprecedented.
It wasn't unprecedented. It was nothing. It was just like, good job, but let's settle down just for 2 seconds. Like it's just so ridiculous.
Well, we can move into the predictions.
Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry.
Speaking
I have somewhat of a platform, and this is something I needed to talk about.
This is specifically what we built this podcast for, so you can trash Tony Romo. Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. We'd love to have you on.
We'd love to have you, Tony. Bills at Texans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give me the Bills.
Thoughts? Yeah, I actually almost talked myself into taking the Texans. I'm not going to lie. Which I didn't. I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one look would be is that even with how bad the Texans O-line is, it's like the Bills only have Bosa to rush the pass, which still might be enough, but it's literally only Bosa.
Well, and it's not even that. It's more just like I'm noticing a pattern where every time the Bills have a big win, they lose.
Yes, but I'm not going to.
I'm not either.
I don't think.
I know. I pick the Bills.
Yeah, I was more just saying, like, it never really even crossed my mind. It's like the Bills aren't that streaky. Like they're gonna round into form here.
I think so.
My guess is that for these, like, the Bills and the Patriots are not going to lose another game heading into playing each other. That's my prediction.
Yeah, this is not my upset alert, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Texans cover the spread as 5.5 point underdogs.
Okay, fair.
I really wouldn't. I think it could be a close game.
Steelers at the Bears.
Speaking of upset alert, this is my upset alert. I have the Steelers beating the Bears.
It's mine.
Dang it, I knew it would be. I
really thought good. I was okay. I really thought that you would go maybe Buccaneers Rams, because the Rams are
I was thinking about
are 6.5 point favorites.
Right. No, I was thinking about it, but I just felt like this was just too good to be true.
Well,
you know, maybe us both being so confident about it doesn't feel good.
But at the same time, it means that this week is actually going to come down to the margins, because I'm assuming that the Cowboys close this game off. I'll have a 1 point lead, but we're both now riding on this upset alert. We matched up. So this game is actually going to come down to the splits of the non-upset alert picks.
Yeah.
Wow. Exactly. Okay. I mean, I guess some further analysis on that, even though we're agreeing, is that the Steelers, this is a game they win, and I don't see the Bears going to 8-3, even hosting the Steelers are going to play some smash
Even with
mouth.
Mason Rudolph.
Like, even
By
with
the way.
that, no, I know. And I'm like, this is a week where I'm not saying it all falls apart for the Bears because they'll still be 7-4, but this is the one where it kind of all catches up to them and it's close, but the game-winning drive doesn't go their way.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
That. Next is Patriots Bengals.
Adam.
I'm taking the pass.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking the
I
pass.
really thought maybe you'd do
right?
it for
Shocking.
your boy. I mean, maybe Joe Burrow being back and practicing is going to give some life.
He was back in practice last week.
Well,
Jamar Chase spit on Jalen Ramsey, which is why he's not going to be playing this game.
Yeah,
So, yeah, no.
that was, I mean,
it's over. It's over.
I am also taking the Pats. Giants at Lions.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions for a bounce back win.
Yeah, Lions, they're not going to lose 3 straight. Give them to me pretty easy. Dable gone. The Giants are tanking. Lions relatively handily. This is an interesting game coming up next. Vikings at Packers.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. This is one of those games where I was looking at the spread and it feels like it's a lot. Minnesota Vikings are 6.5 point underdogs, which, it felt like a lot. And then I started thinking about it a little bit more. But it really is just Brian Flores. Like, I think the Packers are going to win. I'm picking the Packers, but I just kind of could see this here. But like, what makes me nervous is that I could see Brian Flores turning this into an ugly game in which the Packers have not won a single game like that. Like, the closest example is the Cardinals and the Giants. But like, if you look at their 2 losses, right, like to the or their 3 losses to the Eagles, Panthers, and Browns, all of them were low scoring, close games, and they just weren't able to finish it out. And so, like, I'm nervous that Brian Flores can turn it into one of those games, and that doesn't.
Well, what we're on now, my thought is, and why I didn't even come, because I thought about covering this as an upset alert cover.
Yeah, that's exactly what my thought was.
I don't think, like, the Packers have played like 5 straight ugly games. I think this is a game where they could randomly pop and win by 2 possessions pretty handily. I don't have any qualms about picking them, and I could easily see them winning handily. But we can move to Seahawks at Titans. Do we even need to say?
Oh, dude. Poor Cam. I just feel bad for him at this
when
point.
was the last time that you heard a national television pundit talk about Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick?
He's just been he's just it's just sad, man.
It's rough.
It's like it's just not anything that, like, this is
like Bryce Young, his rookie season got more coverage than Cam Ward is getting.
This feels like it's turning into, Caleb Williams' season last year, where obviously it's different in terms of media coverage. What I really mean is, like, this year is just something that Cam Ward is going to have to, like, this year is a bump in the road of his career path and his progression. Like,
it might be more of a gaping pit, though, when we look back on it.
Yeah.
Potentially. True. I hope not, but potentially.
I hope not. I really like Cam Ward. I like what he brings, but
a game that if you told me that the records of these teams going into the season, I would have thought it would be flipped. Colts at the Chiefs.
Yeah, so this one's tough for me because it's tough just because looking at this season, obviously, and just like analytically, like, the Colts have a lot of advantages here. I just, like, it's just so hard for me to imagine the Chiefs losing this. Like, it really is just as simple
it's not
as
even
that. So
about
I'm picking the Chiefs.
What I'm going for as analysis is not even like Homer, the Chiefs are good and they're the dynasty, so they're going to win. I'm not even talking about terms of win, because I am going to pick them to win here. The Chiefs also just over the last 3 seasons, specifically, the last 2 seasons and this season, so 3 seasons, play a style of football where it doesn't matter how good the other team is, they kind of just drag them into a fight. And so anytime the Chiefs play someone, you kind of have to throw the other team's analytics out of the board because teams, whether it's something the Chiefs do or whether the other teams are psychologically affected by the Chiefs, they kind of fundamentally play a different type of way. That's why I always
The
I try not to learn things about teams through the games that the Chiefs play against them because sometimes they could
yeah.
just be an anomaly.
Yeah. The thing that, worries me about that is just that, I think the Colts have a big opportunity to get ahead early and sustain that with, how good Jonathan Taylor has been playing.
Yes.
I think that's gonna kind of be the key for the Colts. Like this needs to be a game where they just kind of come out strong and they kind of just assert their dominance with the run game early, and then that's gonna really impact the rest of this game. I'm picking the Chiefs just kind of from a vibe perspective. Like it's just hard for me to imagine them losing um 2 games in a row with so much on the line.
Yeah.
But that being said, I do think that the Colts have like weirdly done really well against the Chiefs in recent years, which
True.
is kind of funny. But that's not any analysis. That's just like an interesting little quirk.
Yeah.
I'm still picking the Chiefs though.
The worst version of this game for the Chiefs in terms of like a realistic game plan is like the Colts go into the half up by 10, and then Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor gets the ball like 15 plus carries in the second half alone.
exactly.
That's where
Yeah,
it can get dicey. But we can move
yeah.
on to the Jets at the Ravens.
Ooh, I'm taking the Ravens.
Now, the Ravens, did I see that Lamar will be out for this game?
Oh, I don't know. That doesn't really make a difference.
It
To
doesn't
me,
make
but
a difference whatsoever. I don't think it's anything. I saw that he might have gotten
with the
dinged up
Ravens, you really
slightly.
never know when Lamar.
You never
Jackson
really
is gonna
know,
play.
but when it's a team when the team you're playing is the Jets, it doesn't really matter.
Sure doesn't.
But I don't know. The Ravens are going to sneakily keep on piling up wins, and we're going to get to like 2 weeks left in the season, and they will be alive. It's going to come down to those last couple of weeks.
Yep. How they divisional play. We've said it
Yep.
from when they were 2-5. We were like, it's just down to the division.
Yep. We can move to a very bad game, Browns at Raiders.
Let's freaking go. I'm
picking the Browns.
I
I
don't-
think the
I-
Raiders are
I think
really
I'm
just
pick-
that bad.
I was just about to say that. It's one of those things, and why did I pick the Raiders to beat the
I don't know.
Cowboys?
That shocked me. I mean, I'm
just
down and out on the Cowboys. The Raiders might actually be the worst team in the league.
I
It's
just think that
between
Myles
them and
Garrett
the
is going to give
Saints.
them hell. Is Shador Sanders starting this game?
I don't know. I think he might be, but I really even Shador,
It doesn't
I
really
don't
matter
care.
to me. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do.
No, I'm
I
with
think
you.
the Raiders.
I'm picking the Browns.
Yeah. Jaguars at Cardinals.
Yeah, this one's. I think I'm picking the Jaguars. Like, it's just the Jaguars seems to be a team that's very up and down, like pretty much on like a weekly basis. I believe in Liam Cohen, and I think that defensive line can do enough.
I want to be a contrarian because we've agreed on literally every game on this slate so far.
We sure have.
But there's so many reasons for me, both in terms of analysis and personally, to pick the Cardinals, but I can't. Like the Jaguars are going to win this game, and I'm out on Arizona. I just am. It's unfortunate. And Jacksonville's been so streaky this season. But I don't think it matters. I think the Jaguars win this game and they keep themselves alive.
I think the this might not seem like anything special, but I think it's just going to come down to if Jacksonville can take over or can hold on to the ball. Like if I wouldn't the path I see for the Cardinals to win this game is like, Trevor Lawrence having 2 interceptions and because I think they're going to be able to run the ball pretty well. That tandem between Tootin and ETN has been really, really well or has done really, really well. And Liam Cohen has the run game really dialed in. So I don't know. I just think the Jaguars have a lot of advantages.
We can move on to a game that typically this time of year is really important and entertaining, but is unfortunately not, which is sad for the NFL. Eagles at Cowboys.
Caw! Does that answer your question?
I actually, before I even started talking, wrote down that you were picking the Eagles. Yeah, it's tough. What are you gonna say? I'm really just sad, not because it is Philadelphia, but just in general, I'm sad that the NFC East non-division repeating winner streak is coming to an end this season. Because that was such a fun narrative.
I just can't wait for people to be like, the Eagles offense is back after this game. It's gonna be like, all right, let's settle down a little bit.
Oh, I hadn't even considered that. You're right. Now, the other narrative will be, even if they win this game, but they win it like 16-10, and then you're like, oh, but Jalen Hurts is a winner.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Anyway. Falcons at Saints.
What do you do with the team that is the worst team in the league playing against the team that oftentimes masquerades as the worst team in the league?
It's interesting. I mean, did the Falcons get shucked? Are the Falcons about to be shucked? No, Adam, we can't. We made a promise.
We have our streak.
We made a solemn vow to never pick the Saints.
Mm-hmm. But no, dude, I love that. Oh my gosh. I want the Saints next year to somehow stick with Shuck and just go crazy, because we're ahead of the schedule.
We are.
Did you just get shucked? Are the Panthers going to get shucked this week? So good.
Oh, go shuck yourself. Buccaneers at Rams.
Yeah, this is one of those games where it's like, I was thinking about this making my upset alert, Tampa Bay to cover. The spread is 6.5, which is so much. The Rams defense showed me a lot last week. Mm-hmm. And it was thoughts that I had, that I believed, but really just were solidified by their ability to not just pick off Sam Darnold, but just as a whole disrupt the scheme that has really been taking over the league and what Clint Kubiak is doing.
Yeah.
Shula is an incredible DC. They have a young defense that's fighting hard. Sam Darnold is looking like an MVP candidate. Probably is going to win it at this point. Like, give me the Rams.
You said Sam Darnold, but you meant Matthew Stafford.
That's exactly what I
was going to say. Bucky Irving is back, and the Buccaneers have lost 2 straight. I don't see them losing a third. I am picking the Buccaneers to win this game. I think that this is a game where Tampa Bay steadies the ship and they reassert themselves and say, hey, we're still right in this mix in the NFC. Don't forget about us. And I'm not going to hold it against the Rams, but the Rams aren't a perfect team. And I worry about the Rams in a situation where Baker Mayfield has a game-winning drive opportunity. I don't know entirely about the Rams defense, and I also, even more than that, believe in Baker Mayfield's clutch ability. I think it comes down to an opportunity, and Baker Mayfield seizes it. Give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
We also just needed to disagree on one of these, but I already was planning on picking the Buccaneers. Panthers at 49ers, a sneakily important NFC playoff race game, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
A primetime Bryce Young game that has playoff implications. Let's go.
And Brock Purdy. We didn't talk about Brock Purdy was back last week, and he played really well.
Yes.
And specifically, can I just say, I just got to put this out there. Brock Purdy showed in that game why he's better than Mac Jones. Like, can I just say this? Mac Jones is a quarterback that can, it's like when you're playing Madden and someone's yelling, press X. Like that, the guy yelling is Shanahan and, the player is Mac Jones. Like Mac Jones can press X or just like throw it to the designed open receiver in the scheme. And all of the turnovers that we've seen, or the bad throws that we've seen Mac Jones throw, is like, oh, he pressed X, but he was closed, or he was covered. The difference is Brock Purdy can actually do something beyond the scheme and can play well against the blitz, which is exactly what he did against Arizona. I just want to throw that
Brock
out there.
Purdy may be a game manager, but he's not an utterly mindless robot.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes. Even as at one point in time, even though the narrative is somewhat kind of moved on, the conversation is around as much, has been described as a Brock Purdy hater in the past. I will give Brock Purdy more props than that.
Yeah.
Who are you picking in this game?
I'm going back and forth, to be honest with you. This is a game that it feels like the Panthers actually could have some sort of advantage.
Yes.
When it comes to the ability to run the ball. And like last week was one of the first games this season, kind of the first game of the season, where you saw the Panthers be able to win, like where Bryce Young really took over, because a lot of their other wins have come off the back of Rico Dowdle. And so like I could see that as an advantage for the Panthers, but I also see a lot of offensive advantages for the 49ers side of things, right? Like I see, I think Christian McCaffrey obviously coming back to, or I guess this is at Carolina or at San Francisco, but playing, against his former team, Carolina. I think that he can have a lot of good games. I think George Kittle can be productive. They don't have a pass rush that scares me, which is, I think, a big concern whenever you're looking at the 49ers. I believe in Shanahan and the weapons that the 49ers have. I'm going to take the 49ers at home.
Okay. Well, we are going to end up with two differences because I am taking Bryce Young to march in on primetime and win. My big thing is the San Francisco defense is battered up enough to where Carolina can be a legitimate dual threat offense, not in terms of Bryce Young being dual threat.
I know what you mean.
But
a balanced offense.
A balanced offense where Rico Dowdle can gash you and Bryce Young can sling it, and both of those things are scary and running through your mind as a defender. And I think that we have a Bryce Young, Brock Purdy primetime shootout. Not like in the 40s, but in the high 20s, low 30s. I'm looking forward to this game legitimately, and I think the Panthers win.
It's going to be a good one. Okay, I'm not mad at that.
That's it. We aced it. Me, specifically, aced it.
No.
Folks, I have an idea for you. I think that you should go watch, let's say, prime Travis Kelce highlights and remember the good old days with me, because I need the good old days right now and I need them to come back fast.
No, better yet, if you're a team, if you're a fan of a team like Jonathan and I that, and it's not really the same, but specifically me, a fan of a team that sucks, that it's over, that, if your team is part of the race to the number one pick, go watch the time frame in which that team wasn't bad.
Go pick up the best season of that team in your lifetime and watch their season highlights.
Do some remembering, like do some reminiscing, if you will.
And cry yourself to sleep.
Exactly. All right. Well, make sure to like and follow, subscribe if you like this content. Comment. We love to hear your thoughts about what we have to say. We appreciate you.
We love you.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Oh.